Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Soaring Through Chaos. And as always, the reason we are doing this is because we are in the middle of a pretty interesting and crazy time, the pandemic. And that has brought, along with the insecurity around disease and life, it has also brought a lot of insecurity in terms of jobs and, economic opportunities and a lot of finger pointing, finding faults with each other, finding faults with the government. It's not easy being in these times. But the truth is that this is a time for us to grow. This is a time when we are out of our comfort zone. And once in a while, I meet people who have helped me grow, who have who I came across, and just their presence in my life changed my life. So one of them is Himani Jain. Himani, how are you doing?
Yes, Shankar Bhai, I'm doing fine. How are
I
you?
mean, I'm good. I'm good. In fact, I remember we met almost over 2 years ago. Like, I think
That's
not
correct.
at the Sabarmati Ashram at a
We met in
Samanvai
December. Yeah, Samanvai.
Samanvai retreat. And it was such a blessing because I remember at the time Jayesh Bhai was saying, hey, it's 150 years of Mahatma Gandhi. And what would you like to do 150 times? And I don't know, without even thinking, I said, maybe I'll do 150 retreats or 150 workshops. And then everybody was, what? You're going to do 150 workshops in 1 year? I said, yeah, I'll try. And then you offered me something I could not, nobody could beat. You said, if you really are serious, come on over to Adarsh Ahmedabad or Model Ahmedabad, and there'll be lots of opportunities. And before I knew it, I was doing like 3 workshops a day for like straight 2 months. So you helped me fill up my quota. So tell me, how did you end up at Samanvay and at Adarsh Ahmedabad? What inspired you to come to these couple of places, to the Sabarmati Ashram and to Adarsh?
Mhm. Okay, so first of all, Shankar Bhai, thank you so much for having me here at this platform. So, what exactly brought me to Adarsh Ahmedabad? So, basically, in my life, I always wanted to do something, worthwhile for the society. Like when I started my life, I had been studying. Then at the age of 21, I started working. So, like, my life was just, running after the bread and the butter. Then I got married. Then I had kids. But something was lacking in my life. And I was feeling a sort of vacuum in my life that I need to do something for the society also. But I didn't know what was that and when will I do it. So basically, I'm from Delhi, and after marriage, I landed up in Ahmedabad. So language was also a barrier. I didn't know how to get associated with different NGOs and whether it will be genuine or not genuine. So one of my husband's friend, he is associated with Adarsh Ahmedabad. He is one of the trustees over there. So one fine day, he just met my husband and he said that Adarsh Ahmedabad is an organization and they are running this life management course. So my husband was like, he said, okay, I'll consult with my wife whether I'll be able to devote 5 months of time into that course. So my husband consulted with me and he said that I want to do this. So I said, why are you just asking me? Just go through it and we will see. Then he said, why don't you also join? Then I was like, I am already sorted out. I don't need to learn something more. I want to get associated with an NGO wherein, I can do a lot of social work. I can go to places. And I don't think this is not my kind of thing. This seems to be some management thing. I think my life is already managed. So why do I need to manage my life even more? So, like, my husband joined and I didn't. So, started doing his course, but over a period of 1 or 2 months, I started seeing some changes in him. So I was like, what is happening? What is happening to him? That there are some behavioral changes for the positive. I mean, so I really could see some, positive changes in his personality, and that really inspired me that maybe I should also try. So by the end of his tenure, by the end of his course, I was so much inspired that he said, you join after 6 months, like I joined in January. He said, you join for the next batch, which was going to be launched in June. But I was like very restless. I had made up my mind that I'm going to join this course and I will join in winter only. Because my husband was not at all, confident that I would be waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I will be attending the 6 o'clock class in the morning over there. But I was fully determined because once I have made up my mind for something, then I'm going to do that. So that is how I got landed up over there, and I did that course. And another factor was that I met the founder of Adarsh Ahmedabad also. I met Bharat Bhai. So till now, I am, very much in awe of that personality because I have met so many people in my life, though I'm not very old, but whatsoever time I have spent on this planet, I have met so many people, they preach and they say certain things. But in him, I found that whatever he says, that he lives. So very few people we, come across that they really get their words also into action. So I was really very, inspired by the way of life that person is still living. So I thought that I'll give it a try, and I, went for this course. And I don't even have any regret that I did this course.
Wow.
Yes.
So interesting, Himani. In what specific ways do you feel that going to Adarsh in the life management course, how did it change you? And have you experienced it in your day-to-day life?
Okay. So, when a person starts, his or her life, so the basic set of values he or she gets from the society, from the parents, and we, imbibe those values in our lives. But nobody teaches you exactly that what you are supposed to do in life. What are the right values and what are the wrong values? For example, आप घर में you see your parents or you see your relatives, they are getting angry at the drop of the hat. So you internalize this concept that maybe anger is good, and at times, you're required to be angry, right? So you really cannot say that whether the values you really need to carry forward in your life or not. So I would say Adarsh is the place that exactly told me what really matters in life, what all sort of values really matter in my life, and what are the things which I need to let go. So that was a very, different kind of perspective which I got in Adarsh. So basically, before going to Adarsh, like I used to be like, running in a sort of race. Though my pace had slowed down, earlier I was running even faster. Though my pace had slowed down after coming to Ahmedabad, but still, I was running in a race. But what is the actual meaning of life? What is the purpose of life? Why we are living? In what way we should live? That I really, just came to know after joining Adarsh. Like I used to say to my husband that maybe I'll do this kind of course once my kids will be grown up. So maybe when I'll be 40 or 50, after that I'll be have gala time, and I will invest in such life management courses. But then the founder member of Adarsh Ahmedabad, he told me, and I think this is the right thing, that if you want to change your life after being 50 and 60, that's not the time to change your life, because more than half of the life is already over. So if a person joins such an organization at an early age, the early, the better, because they are teaching you the art of living the life. So by reaching 60 or 70, that's jab jago tab savera, that is true. But if you are getting the opportunity to, change your life in a meaningful manner, so perhaps I would say the early you join, that is going to be better. And though I was also late, but better late than never.
You know, I see both you and your husband are doing so much great charity work, and you've been engaged in the community. How do you balance that out? You have two young kids. How do you balance that out with your need for financial resources and sustainability? Because it's unusual to see young people participate so much in helping community. You know, it's not common.
Well, that's a very good question, Shankar Bhai. I also think about it sometimes. But I think money angle in life is important. It is very important. You need your bread and butter. But from the very beginning, I think at a subconscious level, this thing was clear to me that money is important, but it's not everything. Like I'll share you, I share with you an instance from my life that at the age of 21, I started working and I got my first break in a multinational auto company, an auto major in India. And gradually I had been performing, very good over there. I was doing very good in sales, and gradually I started earning very handsome money and everything also, but that really didn't get me any satisfaction. I was not getting any satisfaction out of my life. My life was just about waking up at 6 or 7 in the morning, then going through the rigmaroles of life, and then coming back to home by 9 or 10, eat your dinner and sleep. So I was having money at that time. I had loads of money at that time, but I didn't know what to do with that money because I didn't have time. So at that time, we were living in Mumbai, and my husband was also working in a corporate only. So at that time, once we had our daughter, the elder one, we realized that we need to balance our life because this is the time. Who knows about tomorrow? The life is here and in now. So we need to venture out into something wherein we can balance our personal aspirations also, at the same time the professional angle also.
Very true, very true. And it's amazing that you've been able to do that. And in fact, last year when I came and served the community, you so wanted to be in the dance movement class that I was teaching, but you were quite pregnant. And now you have two kids, and I think I see more energy in both of you, you and your husband. How are you managing during the pandemic? Because not easy. You have your in-laws, elders at home, and you have two little kids, and the two of you, and you seem to be as chirpy as ever. How do you manage that?
Basically, this pandemic has increased our workload, so it really doesn't leave us with any time to think about that whether a pandemic is really happening or not. Because we are in education field, and so we had been teaching with the help of whiteboards and markers, and all of a sudden this bomb exploded and everything has become digitized. So most of the part of this pandemic we spent in learning how to get the classes through Zoom, how to use the technology to our advantage. So we had been learning a lot. And as far as the kids are concerned, so it's a teamwork, I would say. We do have elders at our place, but they are also a blessing to us because with their help we are able to manage and sail through this. I would not use the word sail, but we are able to manage somehow in this pandemic.
Uh-huh. And have there been any lessons you learned through the process of the pandemic? Um, have uh, have you seen ways in which you can uh, anything you can tell others how to manage in the pandemic, or is it just keep working?
So basically, at Adarsh, we were taught, and I think it was a good time that I did that course at that time because it is helping me now. So we call this संयोगों को सहज स्वीकार करना है. So whatever is happening in our life, we can't control that. So we have to accept it, right? So the pandemic has happened, the virus is there, it's on the prowl. So if I can't do anything about it, so I have to first accept it. So once I have accepted it, then I have to, find my own way. The river of life cannot stop. So in what ways I can be creative with my time, that depends upon me. Like I have learned a lot during this pandemic, how to, do the classes through Zoom mode, and how to get the tests through Google Forms. So, I have done tremendous learning in terms of getting my venture, on the digital platform. So it has been a tremendous learning. And I think some of the things which I have learned in this pandemic, I'm going to take that learning forward even when that pandemic is going to be over. So it has been a time, it's a time of, tremendous learning also, wherein we can pursue those things probably for the things we didn't have time in the past. So I have been pursuing my hobbies also whenever I get time from my demanding kids. So I have been reading books uh, for which I didn't have time perhaps earlier, because we were, always busy that these are the social obligations we have to fulfill, the outings we have to do. So now some time has been created for, all those hobbies also. And I have been learning, I have been experimenting with food also. Earlier, I never used to be interested in cooking. So nowadays, I am experimenting with, baking. So I am learning so many things. I have been reading with my daughter a lot. We are reading, like anything. And my children are very important to me. Like any mother, the children are very important. So I think I am able to, give quality time to them also. So though there are many negatives associated with the pandemic, but it all depends upon how we are looking at the thing, the way we take it. It all depends upon that.
Yeah. And how are the children taking it? Because your little one, about half his life has been in the pandemic, isn't it? Half his life has been quarantined. As soon as he
Yeah,
starts walking, he has to walk only inside the house. Is he already
yeah, yeah.
walking?
Yeah, she has started
Oh,
walking.
yeah, she is already walking. Yeah, yeah. And your older one is just started kindergarten, that too on Zoom. So
Yeah, I
unusual.
would say, yeah, very unusual. That's correct. I would say it's not really very difficult for the younger one. She has barely started walking. So she hasn't really seen the outside world yet. So she's not really missing anything. For her, nothing has changed. Her routine is same. But yes, I can see some impact on my elder one, because she really misses her friends and her school, her teachers. But even one positive I have seen, in her also, like in this pandemic, she has become a voracious reader. Like sometimes even I'm amazed that how she has, creatively transformed herself, I would say. Like she has been reading like anything. So
Wow.
so she has also, used this time in a creative manner. Probably she wouldn't have been able to do when, she would have been attending regular school. So it's been, good also and bad also. Both the angles are there.
So is that why her mother started a book club?
Yeah, that is the reason. Why not put the things which we are doing in life, so that they can, benefit others also.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that and I was like really amazed that you have a book club where kids are at the center front and they're doing all kinds of things together. Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm a big fan of these kinds of book clubs, and I was delighted to see that there's a book club now for children also. And yeah, yeah. And anything you would like to share with others on how they can find meaning during this period? Have we missed out anything?
Um, I would only like to share that I think I'm reiterating the thing that there is no point in, cribbing. There is no point in complaining because until the vaccine comes, we really can't do anything. And we have been focusing upon, eating healthy. So just see to it that your immunity levels are good, eat healthy, exercise well. Rest all we have to, leave at the hands of the God. So the God will see that what's going to happen. So life is not there in the past, it's not there in the future. The life lies here in now. So I'm thankful, I'm grateful to the Almighty that I am alive right now. So we just need to, find the meaning in that moment rather than finding our meaning in the future, that what's going to happen to me, let's say 1 month down the line.
Yeah, yeah, and it's amazing that we are able to communicate. It's been more than a year since I was at Adarsh and in Ahmedabad, and I have fond memories of visiting something like 20 families in a matter of 2 months, and both learning and sharing. And I'm grateful you connected me with this amazing community at Adarsh. And also, the Sabarmati community has been a very vibrant community. Jayesh Bhai
True.
and Arvind, all these people, Kishan Gopal Ladda, so much to learn from each other. Bharat Bhai has been a blessing at Adarsh Ahmedabad.
True.
And yeah, please give my greetings to your family. And
Sure.
if people have more questions about our lives, I'll be providing your links and my links so that if they have any questions. You didn't mention anything about Arch tutorials and what you guys do. So is it school education mainly or college?
So basically, we are catering to school coaching from 7th standard to 12th standard. So basically, we are catering to school kids, and we are looking after their education.
Uh, and definitely, if anybody has any questions about the work, you'll find all the links. And I would love to hear from you all too, if you have any things to share. It's a great way for me to catch up with you. It's been ages since I've met many friends, and this is an easy way for me to catch up and also learn from each other.
Same
Let's
here.
make the
Same here.
pandemic a fun way to learn from each other, isn't it?
Exactly. True.
And stay in touch. And I would love,
Sure.
I haven't even seen your little one except when he was born, I think. Sorry, I saw her right after she was born for maybe a week or two, isn't it? She was born when I was still in Ahmedabad, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
I guess so. I guess so.
Yeah, yeah. And that's after that, we are all in this lockdown and everything went virtual. So next
True.
time I want
True.
to see her also and see if she can sing and dance
Yes.
and all
Yes.
this.
You should come someday, and you should drop over here, and you should come.
I will, I will.
Looking forward to meet you soon.
Yeah, looking forward to meet in person. And anybody out there, please come forward. It'll be fun to talk. It'll be fun to share. And this is life, and we cannot keep postponing our life. So let's live it in this moment here and now.
Yes.
Bye now.